Going to be a very hot 10th of July today. I'm making something of an early start here at Eakring because I tend to go around this field and I'm checking on painted ladies or their development and whether any of the adults are still here or are they moving through. Something's moving through, and I think it's red admirals because I've had 3 southwest already. I say this isn't the hottest time of the day, and if I'm going to walk around this old field of Phacelia and other assorted plants, I need to get my skates on. If only I could skate. Well, there's a nice breeze here at the top of Red Hill. This is normally where I run the moth trap if I'm in this area. There appears to be good numbers of meadow browns and gatekeepers too flitting around the grass, but also visiting the flowers of creeping thistle. But surprisingly, despite the hot, dry weather, the potential hay crop or yield in this meadow is better than last year as far as I can see. Jim the farmer didn't even bother baling it because it wasn't worth it. There was nothing on it last year at all, but it does seem much better. But I'm heading downhill down towards the newly sown area of Phacelia. Walk around there and check for painted ladies. Maybe even a clouded yellow might appear. Apparently they're turning up now. We have a 6-spotted burnet moth. Everything's making for these creeping thistle flowers. Quite often at first glance, when you look in a grassy meadow such as this, it may appear insectless, but there are lots of meadow browns. They're the odd gatekeeper too, and I have seen one very fresh painted lady. But butterflies, there's a painted lady that's just gone across the screen, immaculately fresh. But the more you sit and just watch, the more eventually shows itself. The butterflies are visiting lots of flowers at the moment, but they're also keeping low, and they'll probably get lower as the day goes on and the heat increases. They'll tuck themselves in the grass, find a bit of shade, but I can see 2s and 3s of meadow browns chasing each other around this meadowland. They just show themselves occasionally, just flying around the tops of the grasses. Then they'll drop on a flower. But there are more here than what you may imagine there to be. Well, I'm having a minute or two in the shade just to get out and have a break from the heat, and that's something that I've noticed the butterflies doing as I've walked around. The common species, meadow brown and gatekeeper, lots of those but also lots of small whites and large whites. Very few green veined whites from what I've been able to detect, but not too many painted ladies. I think we're still just about within the broods, but those that I have seen have been immaculately fresh and very flighty, hence why you've not seen any in the footage that I've presented so far. But hopefully as we walk round that bottom edge of the field there behind the oak tree, we may well be able to find one that doesn't mind being filmed. Just love the smell of Phacelia. And it's nice that there's a succession of fields. It's very different. This is first season Phacelia, of course, pretty much all Phacelia, but most seed mixers come with other perennial plants, and of course you don't see the perennials until the second year, and that's the majority of the field that I've been walking around. There's lots of yarrow in it. In fact, it's full of yarrow now. The white flowered plant in those shots are all yarrow, but there's knapweed in there too. Provides a great nectar source for insects, but bees especially love the Phacelia itself, and this newly sown area is full of bumblebees. Might not look it, but there are bumblebees all around me as I sit here. The odd butterfly too. There are lots of peacock at this bottom end of the field. It's just lovely to be in. This is the kind of video that will be nice to watch in January, because by January everyone will be wishing for days like this and the hot temperatures. Very nice to be walking around in, or sitting around in, of course. And that breeze is just lovely. So I suppose I'll have to pluck up the courage and drink a bit more bottled water and make it to the top of the hill and back to the car. See what we can find on the way back up. It's not been wall-to-wall success for painted ladies. Here's a full-grown larva which has succumbed probably to parasitisation. I don't think it would be the heat, but either way, this is probably one of many painted lady larvae in this field which have gone the same way as this one. It's a shame. Maybe it's not going to be as successful a year as I was hoping for. Well, I've just had a cloud of yellow just as I was filming that dead painted lady larva. I was stood over it, and then all of a sudden there was a cloud of yellow fluttering around this part of the field. It's drifted further up. Maybe I might be able to pick it up, but it would be nice to get at least a little bit of footage. But I was far too slow to get anything at all. I'm not surprised. Apparently they have been turning up in these last week or so. But then in another way, I am surprised to get one. I think it's the earliest I've ever had clouded yellow. And it came within feet of me. It'd be nice if we could get a glimpse of it. That's just made the day. Well, once again, this field's prove to be invaluable to invertebrates. Such a great nectar source, and it certainly brings butterflies in, it attracts them, but it also attracts the bees, the honeybees and the bumblebees and a whole range of other invertebrates. Highlight of my little wander around here obviously is clouded yellow. I just wish that it would have settled and I would have had some opportunity to at least got a photograph, but I think there will obviously be more. In terms of painted ladies, there are decent numbers of painted ladies. Well, I say decent numbers of painted ladies. In any other year, these numbers would be exceptional. It seems slightly disappointing, but I think we're on the point of, between the two broods, we've got some very tatty painted ladies, but then we've got others that are immaculate. And in all likelihood, we've got a continuous influx of butterflies moving in from the south all the time, and so there's painted ladies at all stages, although I haven't seen any larvae, but I've not spent a great deal of time looking. But I'm going to have a wander up round the Lownwood Annex field, at least the top part of that, and just see what's up there in terms of painted ladies. Well, I'm starting to melt. You didn't realise I was made of chocolate, did you? But it's pretty much the same in this field here at the side of Lownwood as it is just over the way there at Red Hill. Lots of butterflies in here. You can't see them all at the same time, of course, but there's lots of whites. Not too much in the way of other species. But there are painted ladies here and meadow browns, etc. And a red admiral that's just dropping in. But there are lots of butterflies. It's nice to see. And I've just been in Lownwood too, and that's full of large and small white butterflies. Lots of butterflies are now seeking the shade, which is a sensible thing, which I ought to do really, but I'm going to have a slow walk back towards the car, and then I'll seek some shade in the form of a pint glass.